Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. Is there anybody there? Welcome to Pink Floyd, the only podcast where myself, Gareth Blackler,
and myself, James Barron,
we watch every single film ever made to see what syncs up with Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes.
I'm Gareth Blackler, and with me is James Barron.
That's right, it's still me. Hi, how's it going? I'm still here for the third round of this terrible idea. And what is it that we watched there, Gareth, this week?
We watched on mute for most of it.
With
Pink Floyd playing in the Alex. I think we both ended up turning the volume up a little bit to kind of understand what was going on, right? Yeah. We both watched while Pink Floyd played 3 times.
Yes.
The Fast and the Furious 8, Fate of the Furious.
Oh, mate, what a title.
A nice succinct title that sums up a nice succinct film, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
James,
I call it.
Can you
Fast
explain
8.
what this movie's about? Fast 8.
Yeah, I can't explain.
You can explain?
I can't explain what this movie's about. Really, it sure is a film. It's a film mostly. I would say it's about family and about.
It is about family.
Yep, about family you didn't know you had. About people you thought were your enemies are actually part of your family. All sorts of stuff.
People that you thought were your family were actually your enemies, but they're actually part of your family.
Yeah. It all comes back to family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just want to quickly note, I've never seen this film before or this franchise before, and this was the first experience I had watching it.
Wow.
So
I've never seen a Fast and Furious film. I remembered halfway I've been on the Fast and Furious ride at Universal Studios.
Wow. What is that like?
Well, because it's the studio tour.
Oh.
So you get to you're riding on a little tram, you see oh look, it's the house from Jaws. It's the motel from Psycho. And then a hologram of Vin Diesel comes and he helps you escape from a hologram of Jason Statham.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. The tram doesn't go too fast, but a lot of people were furious, so that kind of worked.
Well, yeah, you half the natural experience there.
So I actually I texted our dear friend, the wonderful James Baston.
Oh.
About and asked him because he's more familiar.
Sure.
What are these films about?
An expert's opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we are experts in a lot of things, but not for the full science.
I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert on being fast or furious.
No. I can be too fast, but never too furious.
Wow.
So his reviews. The first film is about Dom's gang who used fast cars to steal VCRs.
Okay.
There is a festival called Race Wars, but don't worry, it's not what you think. It's about undercover cop Brian getting into the street racing culture.
Okay, now, Brian is a character that's mentioned a whole lot, but he does not appear in the film. I assume he's dead?
Brian was, I think, Paul Walker's character.
Okay.
So he was retired at the end of Fast and Furious 7. Again, I haven't seen any of these films either.
Okay.
He did not come up on the theme park ride. I'll give you that.
Well, okay. The canon we choose to follow.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Too Fast, Too Furious is set in Miami, but doesn't have Vin Diesel in it.
Yeah. I assume this is where Ludacris's character shows up.
I hope so. How good was it seeing Ludacris show up in this?
Great.
Chris Ludacris Bridges.
So nice you say Chris twice.
How great was it as well when he was driving and he had to move and get out of the way?
Oh, yeah.
Like what he's telling us to do in his song.
All the bitches.
Tokyo Drift stars someone who looks 40 playing a high schooler, goes to Tokyo, learns about drifting.
Sweet.
And then that's when James also cannot remember what happens.
All right.
He says they transition into heist films and the stunts get crazier.
Yes. I can see, up from stealing VCRs to the next logical step in Fast 8 is just blowing up submarines. I think...
Yeah,
you can see the escalation there. You can see the clear path that's been laid out by the director, producer, and writer, everybody involved. It's all there.
Yeah.
It's written in the codes.
Quick note on the director as well. Wild career, and the film he directed before this was Straight Outta Compton.
Sure.
He also directed Friday, Men in Black International, and the Outcast video for Miss Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good video.
That is a good video,
Out of those
right?
credits, that's the one I'm most impressed with.
Yeah, actually. Pretty good. I mean, he got that owl to look like it was singing.
Yeah, man. That's hard to do.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of singing, we got to hear Roger Waters and David Gilmour sing when we listened to Pink Floyd. Was there anything that you noticed this thematically, the album and the movie? Were there any ties that you could pick up on?
It was a tough old... as for thematic syncs, mate, it was a tough one for this time. I felt like it was a little incongruous. It didn't gel. These two gears were not meshing.
Exactly. I actually completely agree. One was going fast, the other was going furious.
Yeah.
The only link I really had was there's a lot of lyrics about like not trusting your own brain, trusting yourself kind of thing. Like there's someone in my head, but it's not me.
Yeah.
And that's a lot like how they thought Vin Diesel was their family, but he's actually working with Charlize Theron.
Yeah, he's a baddie in this one.
Yeah. Well, should we crack into our syncs?
Yeah, let's launch in. First of all, I just want to overall note that I haven't looked anything up about this movie, and I refuse to.
I've looked up a little bit. So this was the 8th Fast and Furious film and Pink Floyd's 8th album.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
Nothing else really syncs up there. I thought maybe it was at the same point in both of their careers, but Fast and Furious had been going for 16 years. Pink Floyd had only been going for 6 years.
Okay. Well, I'm no numerologist, but we're not matching up yet. But the 8 and 8's good.
Yeah. Fast 8 is the 18th highest grossing film in the world as of now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
The 18th highest of all time.
Well, I think you got to note, like, there's more people going to cinemas now. Money's worth more. They sell films in China really aggressively.
I guess so.
And Dark Side of the Moon is the 26th best-selling album of all time.
All right, so...
And 26 minus 18 is 8, Fast 8.
Holy shit.
That's the only link I could get.
That's some quality maths right there. I'm loving that. Okay. There's like... Oh my gosh. So we're dealing with a couple of, like, chart toppers here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they really should be matching up quite well.
Yeah. We'll tell that to the film, because they were not.
No. All right, let's get into it. So we get the establishing shots of cars driving, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The screaming part of the opening, like the wailing vocal, I suppose, of the opening track, it appears as we see the title card for Havana, Cuba, on the ocean, printed on the ocean. It's a nice effect.
I liked that things were printed on the ocean.
Yeah, I thought that was actually, like, that's a recurring thing. The thing printed on the landscape, the what do you call that location?
Yeah, the location during the establishing shot.
Yeah. That's a recurring thing throughout the movie. I thought that was quite a nice effect.
Yeah. I can imagine like a motion graphics blog going, like, giving that a thumbs up.
Yeah, not bad. All right, Fast 8. Then I've got, my next note is that Breathe is playing over the beautiful Cuban people, just dancing away. Mate.
Yeah, they're hearing it.
Yeah, these people, they're looking good. They're grooving away to a bit of Pink Floyd.
The casting for that would have just been like, do you think it was just them going around in a car yelling at good-looking people and asking them to get in the car and start dancing?
Possibly, yeah. I think this is maybe what Cuba's actually like, but I don't know if that's racist. Maybe not. It's a positive racism if it is.
Let's just steer away from it,
All
much
right.
like Vin Diesel would steer his car, just in case.
Okay, let's move on. So they're talking to like a mechanic kind of guy in Spanish. So they're speaking in Spanish, but my subtitles are in English here, and I only caught that because I was playing the film at 40% volume throughout.
Yes, yeah. I started off it completely on mute, but I'd keep putting it up because my subtitles were also not getting the message and they were ridiculously out of sync.
Oh no.
So I had a third game happening. I was trying to sync it. I was trying to follow the movie, and I was also trying to like
You were creating
watch
syncs.
like someone say something, and then I'll be like, okay, remember they moved their mouth like that, and they had that expression, and then like a couple seconds later, I'd finally find out what they said.
Sounds laborious.
It ruined Chris Ludacris's Bridges jokes. I'll give you that.
Mate, out of time. No good. That's a damn shame. Poor Luda.
Yeah. But don't worry, everything else completely in sync for the science.
Okay, that's good. You got the core experience, but
Yeah.
but like having the volume up was necessary in order to actually follow the film and your experience.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
My first big sync was really, they say race towards an early grave when Vin Diesel's being challenged.
Challenge to
to
a
the
race. Literal race.
Yeah.
He's getting started. Pretty much, and then we launch into On the Run, which is starting just as we're getting geared up for the race. He's like working on the car and talking about Cuban nos, which is a thing.
Oh yeah.
This is the first clue to me that this movie is a little bit out there. It's like, is Cuban nos in particular more powerful than non-Cuban nos?
We need to get some NOS experts on the mic
Yeah. Get the nos.
with their incredibly low voices.
Hello, yes, I'm a nos expert.
And then 8 seconds later, when the NOS wears off, they go back to normal, but they're no longer experts.
Yeah. Another quick non-sync note. I'm really glad that in the plot of the movie, everyone knows who has the fastest car and the slowest car on the island.
Yeah.
It's just common knowledge. It's like, oh,
I love
mate.
that, yeah.
It's like,
look out, this
he's
is
got
the
the
slowest
fastest
car.
car on the island. And then later on, he's like, man, my car's the slowest car on the island. This is not going to go well.
Who do you think has the slowest car on the South Island of New Zealand?
I'm going to say it is Miravan the Cargill Tim Shadbolt.
Yeah. He's just trying to get to Parliament meetings, but he is slow.
He's cruising, man. He is
Yeah.
neither fast nor furious. I'm a big fan. All right. Anyway, so the screech sound in On the Run is a sync. It syncs with the start of the race, of the drag race.
Yes.
That's my first
Absolutely.
real sync, I would say. That's like
Yeah.
that's like the one I had before that was all right. Wasn't up to my standard.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Again, we're dealing a lot with confirmation bias and like our standards being thrown around by different films syncing. So we might be a little hard on Fast 8, but
maybe
really
after the last
pull
film,
your socks up.
Yeah,
Fast 8.
after the last one, we've got a pretty high bar, which is not going to be met by this film.
There was a real Inception-y sound in On the Run, which happened when two guys did a slow-mo jump on their motorcycles.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of that. Yeah, On the Run in general, I was hoping, like, this is the film for On the Run, I think. I've noted this a bit later on in the notes, but, like, this is the most driviest car chasey bit of the album. And I think this is where we get our best syncs in general, I think, during these parts. But it could be because the whole film is car chases and weird action scenes.
Yeah, you miss every shot you don't take, so if you're constantly throwing basketballs, eventually one's gonna fly while On the Run's playing. What a confusing metaphor.
Mate, hey, it's no nuclear football.
Which they deal with later.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I noted that the crash sound in On the Run didn't line up with anything. It didn't line up with a crash, which I'm disappointed by. I thought, like, again, the hit rate of explosions in this film quite high, but yeah, a little bit disappointed by that one missing.
Yeah. My note for the clocks.
Yep.
They're still scary. They synced up with me getting scared by them.
Yeah.
Not with anything else.
I've written Vin Diesel is driving a shitty car on fire backwards as time plays. That is a note in my set of notes.
Yeah, I've written exact same thing that I wrote. And it won?
Yep.
He wins the race.
That's the power of Cuban nos, Gareth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He dives out of his car, it flies into the sea, doesn't hit the water at a cool moment of the song, which I was actually saying, like, come on.
For me, it was a couple of seconds out from the drums kicking in time, and I was a little disappointed by that.
Yeah. And then he because he was racing to win this guy's car and his respect. and the guitar and like comes in
Yeah.
when he has a bit of a change of heart, and he's like, "Hey, you can keep your car."
Yeah, man. Everyone loves this Toretto guy. They're all over.
Yeah.
I've written, especially the Cuban people.
Yeah.
What?
He wins a race, and like immediately all the children come up and like
Yep.
hug him.
Yep. There was an explosion of fire. And, like,
Yeah.
he rolled onto the pavement, and then he's surrounded by young children. And they're
Who are
all...
all so happy that he like destroyed so much public property.
Yeah. They love him. That's great.
Yeah. And how could you not?
Yeah. What a good guy.
The man let a guy keep his car
Yep.
just for respect and family.
After a posturing bet. What's not to love?
Ah.
I love that this comes back as well. Like that he's like, I changed him by letting him keep his car. Like that's a plot point in this movie, and that's fucking wild.
This is another film which has a sex scene in the first 20 minutes. All three of our films so far have.
Yeah.
This one might have been this one's in the middle, slightly way later than The Room, slightly earlier than Moon.
Yes.
Nothing in there was in sync, but lyrics about getting older while Vin contemplates maybe being a father one day.
Oh yeah. That's some good stuff. He's with his new wife? Question mark?
Michelle Rodriguez's character.
Yes,
right?
presumably they got married in the last film.
Yeah, because
this is the honeymoon, right? In
Yeah.
Cuba. Nice.
Cuba honeymoon.
Cuba honeymoon.
Cuba honeymoon. Hey, Cuba honeymoon.
So, then my next note is Charlize Theron shows up with weird beach dreads.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is going on?
She definitely didn't steer away from being racist by co-opting those dreads.
Yeah, but later on, when we're on her, evil airplane, everyone in her crew has bad hair. I want to know.
Yeah.
I think it's part of it. I think they all have to have pretty bad haircuts so that they don't show her up.
Yeah. Do you think it's because later, I think he's Tay Diggs's character talks about how he wants a bright orange car because it's so conspicuous that it becomes inconspicuous.
Ingenious.
Do you think their terrible hair is so conspicuous it becomes inconspicuous as well?
I would hope so. I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm operating on in this quarantine life that I live, because I am looking more and more like Tom Hanks in Castaway as days go by. It's not, I'm just letting my hair grow everywhere. It's a nightmare vision, listeners.
We should actually do one of our famous Pink Floyd fashion checks. I'm also dressed method by wearing what I feel like part of the Fast and Furious gang would wear. I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt with an eagle on it.
That's good, man. I didn't realize we were dressing up. I'm wearing casual clothes.
Hey, that's right. You're still part of the family.
Oh, thank God. I can be, what's her name? Miss Sunday's character. I don't know her actual name. I only know her as Miss Sunday. Her name is Natalie Emanuel, the hacker. I can be her.
And she was
character.
the other hacker. Yeah.
She wore fairly casual colours. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you're also in front of a computer, which I assume.
I'm
she
always
was for most of
hacking
it.
something. That's my move. I'm hacking this podcast.
Whereas I'm just a hack.
Oh, I don't think that's true. You're part of the family, mate.
You're part of the family. Hey. My next big thing. So he runs into Charlize Theron.
Yep.
She's like, "Oh, my car's broken, but I meant to break it. Isn't it crazy that your normal cafe was closed?
Yeah.
I did that,
Mate.
To like intercept his route, which she could have just gone on his normal route.
This
if
is
she
the
knew his
power of
route so
hacking,
well.
though. She can hack a cafe to
True.
be closed. Did you think she just hacked the Google review to make it say it was closed at this time or something? He's like,
Oh, that's what I would have done if I was a lead hacker. But I'm sure she could hack better.
Okay. Yeah, she
Considering what she hacks later, I think she could hack a full cafe.
Oh yeah, she basically has superpowers, so
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
So the big sync is Great Gig in the Sky kicks off exactly when it's your team is about to go up against the one thing they can't handle. ... You.
Yeah.
And then the song kicks in
This
just
is a
as
good one.
Vin's like, whoa.
Oh, me? He is completely silent during the scene. He's looking at something on the
Yeah.
phone, and he's just like stoically standing there. You can't get a read on Vin Diesel when he's doing this. He's just like stern as a motherfucker. Who is this guy?
It's simultaneously good acting and bad acting.
Yes, it's thus is the quandary of Vin Diesel.
Oh yes.
He intersects those two things. He's the Venn diagram center.
My fun Vin Diesel fact
Sure.
is so in the 80s he was trying to make it as a rapper in New York.
Cool.
And nothing really emerged from that. But then, do you know Arthur Russell?
I don't know who that is.
Arthur Russell's this like amazing avant-garde kind of composer, singer. He influenced a lot of the stuff we both like.
Oh, cool.
Like your Blood Oranges, your Sufjan Stevenses, your LCD Sound Systems.
Sweet.
And some old tapes of his were unearthed, and it was him laying down beats while a young Vin Diesel raps on them.
Whoa!
How good is that?
I'm gonna need someone to send me those tapes.
I'll send you those tapes.
That sounds great.
I'll get my Vin Diesel gang to steal the VCRs of those tapes for you.
Mate, young Vinny raps. I wonder.
Oh yeah.
Was he just going by Vin Diesel?
No, he had a different name. I should have looked this up more. This is entirely a fact I learned 2 years ago.
Mate, how could you know this was going to come up? I don't blame you.
Well, I'm actually shocked no one else... I'm not sure how interesting this fact is, but I'm shocked I haven't got to tell people this before. We'll put a link, if we can figure it out, we'll put a link in like the show notes.
Sweet, okay.
Yeah.
Hold us to it, listeners.
Yes, please.
So, my next note is about The Rock making his kids' soccer team do a full-on haka to Great Gig in the Sky. What a wild move.
Yeah.
What is going on?
That's a real Charlize Theron's Braids for me, I think.
Yeah.
Watching a bunch of white girls do the haka to Pink Floyd. Like, I guess they didn't mean for it to be a Pink Floyd, but it still felt... Yeah.
I wonder if there's music under the actual scene, or if it's just like a regular haka going on.
I'm hoping a regular haka.
It's weird. Like, it's weird that The Rock is making them do it, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Feels a bit cultural appropriation, but we're gonna
there's probably a great oral
one.
history coming up about that scene, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm sure someone's going to write like a 400-page thing about it.
Oh, I hope so.
And then we know. But no real syncs during that whole soccer game.
No.
Football game.
No, we get the what's his name, the random like Secret Service-y dude. Like, telling
Mr. Nobody?
Yeah,
no,
it's not him yet. We're talking about the EMP that they have in Berlin.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. And like this, and then like Rock's gonna go to prison if he doesn't do this job, or oh man, the stakes are high, but all he cares about is the soccer team.
Yeah, because it's simultaneously the guy's like, I've got one last job for you, and you're like, oh, The Rock, you're not gonna want to do it, and the guy's like, if you do this but you do it badly, you'll go to prison.
And
if you don't do it,
sure.
you'll go to prison. Yeah, and then he's like, all right, fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
He just loves getting close to prison.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, he knows that it's got to come up in the next part of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he's seen the script.
Yeah. He's like, all right. Yep, that makes sense.
And then I genuinely thought there was something wrong with my watching experience, because it very suddenly cuts to them doing the job in Berlin.
Yes. Also, a lot of explosions going off in Berlin, Germany. Like, just random explosions. They comment on it in the film. There's like, how many explosions did you set off? And it's like, all of them.
Which really is a perfect way. Like, that should have been the tagline for this film.
Yeah.
How many explosions? All of them. But not a single one seemed to line up to any Pink Floyd for me.
No, I know. So if you haven't noticed yet, listeners, there's not been a lot of comment on syncing from the boys here. There's not a lot of syncs happening. I'm getting worried. Once we've hit Berlin, Germany, I'm getting worried, Gareth.
Yeah. If 70s rock and roll can't sync up with something in Berlin, Germany, like, when is it going to sync?
I don't know, man.
Especially because, like, fast cars and rock and roll is supposed to go together so well, and we've had nothing of the sort.
That's true. I don't know if the fast cars and rock and roll, I wouldn't immediately think Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, true.
But, like, I think it's close enough that there should be some kind of sync up here. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I've got some, like, fairly minor syncs during Money, when they're, like, getting up the, like... This is after Vin Diesel has betrayed them. He's flipped The Rock's car over a fence, etc.
Yeah.
And he's driving up into the back of a plane. I thought that there's like the ramp dropping and him driving up into the back of the plane. There's some minor syncs with the notes and money, but nothing too special.
Yeah, my big sync for that was The Rock's car kind of crashes when that saxophone starts like cutting out.
Yeah.
That little cutout thing it does before the guitars come in. Sort of like the sax was a metaphor for The Rock's trust of Vin Diesel.
I mean, is that a running theme throughout the movie? I hope so.
That's what I should have kept track of.
Man.
The saxophone come up every time he trusts Vin a little more.
Yes, if we can link up the instruments used in this album with different characters, different members of the Fast and Furious family, I'm going to be very excited by that proposition.
Yeah. I've got bad news because it doesn't happen again. I'm just looking at my future notes. Because when he does, spoiler alert, start to trust Vin Diesel, by then we're pretty much at the end of the album.
Hey, something to think about for next time, Fast and the Furious director, screenwriter.
F. Gary Gray.
Yeah, get on it, mate. You want these sync-ups to happen. This is where the market is. The next one's coming out next year, I think?
Yeah.
Fast 9.
I mean, who knows when any film's coming out at this point.
That's true.
Yeah.
It might have been still filming. Who knows? Anyway.
Who knows? Let's not date this too much with the scary, scary world.
Yeah. After those minor syncs, I've got just a quick note. This is where we're introduced to Mr. Nobody, who is a character in this film.
Played by Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Great, famed actor Kurt Russell. I'm a big fan, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Nobody, though, is a recurring character in the franchise, presumably.
I guess so,
everyone's fine with that. He's got a base called Nowhere.
Yeah.
Mate.
And a friend who's credited as Little Nobody.
Yep. He becomes part of the family. You can see him slowly homogenized into the family throughout the film.
Oh, yeah.
He just starts driving. He gets a car of his own. You're like, nah, the signs are there. He's going to be a member.
Got one on the way in this family.
Yeah, mate. You thought it was the baby coming in, but no. It's old baby Nobody.
Oh.
Little Nobody getting amongst.
Oh.
My next note is just all caps, Jason Statham is here.
Yeah.
He's arrived. He's in prison.
So The Rock ends up in prison.
Yeah. Because of the box
sort of
job.
like there's an us and them kind of thematic sync when he has to he can become a them like a criminal, but it lets him join the us, which is the Mr. Nobody's organization.
Yes.
And I feel like The Rock raised his eyebrows at the right time to say them, and then he flips Little Nobody over exactly when it goes me.
Yes,
like
mate.
he's thinking of himself.
Rock's famous eyebrow.
Oh yeah,
The
people's eyebrow.
The people's eyebrow. There it is. What a guy.
Yeah, and then he's placed in a cell right opposite Jason Statham's, and Jason Statham can talk at any volume and The Rock's going to hear it, which would be so annoying in prison.
It really would be. If you're a cop, ex-cop, now turned criminal, and you're across the road from some guy who knows you really well, and he can just fucking say anything he likes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a bad time. Also, this prison, beautiful. Really well maintained. There's like,
lovely.
Yeah, it's like they're behind like plexiglass or something screens, which I think is a little unusual for a prison. I don't really know how prison works, but
you haven't been?
No, not yet.
Oh.
But it's
not yet.
It's looking well maintained, looking like a nice prison. I would have thought that'd be worse than this, but anyway, I guess it's a high security prison, so they've got the best facilities available.
So I had no syncs for ages, and the whole time that Rock and Statham are like bickering, and then they get broken out by Mr. Nobody and will beat up different people.
Nothing mate.
sunk.
His benches are like, he starts lifting up a concrete bench.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
Show how
how
stacked he is.
Yeah, we learn that. And during the scene that the antagonist, Charlize Theron, her character name is Cypher.
Yes.
Which is the dumbest name.
It's like they've just kind of thought, like, what sounds, internet-y.
Yeah, man. All I could think of is, like, The Matrix. We haven't moved on since, like, 2000. Well, 1999 is when The Matrix came out. But
they might have moved on to Matrix 2 because her, like, white braids are sort of
yeah.
like the twins.
Mate, that's a good connection there. Maybe. Tempted to change the film that we're going to watch next to The Matrix, but I've got to stand my ground. It's not going to be The Matrix, but maybe later.
I did decide on this one halfway through recording.
Nice.
The last one, if that helps.
That's fair. No,
because much like the family, I kind of, I live behind the wheel. I live in that quarter mile, and I'm going to make decisions as I drive.
Rule 3, Gareth. There are no rules.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
So my next sync, I've got they're all talking about. I don't have anything until they're like in the in nowhere in Mr. Nobody's little underground facility or whatever it is, and they're all talking about God's eye.
Yeah. So God's eye. Oh.
Yeah, that sure is the computer from the end of The Dark Knight. But for the entire world. This is a terrible idea.
So God's eye, if I'm right, it can hack any computer or mirror.
Yep.
No, any camera. And it can control any car?
Yep. I think it can. Well, she might have used God's eye to enable her hacking prowess. She can just. It's like a backdoor into any electronic device on Earth or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or that.
So Mr. Nobody has God's eye, right?
Yes. He's in control of it.
And then, Charlize and Vin come in to steal it.
Yeah. Because it's local.
Yeah. And I thought, just before that, though, Jason Statham joins their team, and they're all bickering, and it's when they sing the banjo and start playing different tunes.
Ah, nice.
So that's kind of nice.
That's a good one.
And then when they start working together is when we get into the all that you touch, all that you feel kind of stuff. Which is very, like, in sync with Tommy Wiseau's sync with that earlier, where he hopes the whole world can get along and love each other.
Yeah. That's when Tommy's laying down the law in terms of his worldview.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. I love the sync up between different films.
Oh, man, The Room is... I'm actually curious. Have you listened to Dark Side of the Moon and it's, like, without a movie since we started doing this?
No, I haven't. I've listened to Breathe several times in setting up things, but
okay.
I haven't listened to the album back to back on its own.
It'd be interesting what movies you start to see pop up.
Yeah, just in my mind.
Yeah,
in my sleep.
You start like that should be another after we've done at the episode where you have to listen to Dark Side of the Moon on repeat for your whole day.
Yeah.
One where you're asleep and we get to play while you're asleep and we see if you dream anything.
That one's going to be a lot more expensive.
Yeah, we have to build a sleep lab.
Yeah, mainly because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Yeah, you'll just wake up and you're actually in a Fast and Furious car. Oh no,
God, that's going to be a hellish experience. I'm gonna need probably like 3 times the amount I asked for.
Whoa. Just a reminder to every listener, $50 and you can get James to listen to Dark Side of the Moon for an entire day.
Yeah, for a day I can do. But throughout the night, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's it.
This is like the worst possible like Patreon tier system.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Because this is the rock bottom level.
Yeah. This is the bottom. Like how high does this go? Anyway, we'll come up with more ways to ruin my life as the podcast progresses.
That's all this is. This is a sneaky, like, backdoor revenge for when you, like, ate the last piece of pizza or something, and I've just been building this world against you.
It's a vendetta-based podcast.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad to know that now, episode 3.
Just kidding. We're family.
Aw, there we go. Aww. Family always has vendettas against each other.
Yeah, true. This family, the Fast and Furious family, they do kind of fall out quite aggressively.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
They're also, like, really chauvinistic and pretty terrible to the female members.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not great. Not great stuff. They even, like, they try and poke fun at it, like, later in the movie. We're like, oh, these guys, they're dopes. They're, like, don't know how to talk to women. Whoa. But it's like, the movie still is poking fun at women. Like, it's not good.
Yeah. It's rewarded their behavior the whole way.
Yeah, definitely. It's, I don't know, bit of male gazy stuff that I'm not a fan of. But anyway.
Yeah.
What do we got? What do we got next?
When we get to the end of the album, then while Charlize and Vin are still stealing the God's Eye,
Yep.
and she mentions a delaying sync randomizer exactly when, you know how the album starts with such silence that I'm always like, oh, is it actually syncing?
Yeah.
And that delaying sync randomizer did kind of come in exactly when I was worried, so that was something.
Bit of a delayed sync.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good thematic one, as well as a quote-unquote actual sync, but with nothing, so hard to know if that's an actual sync.
Yeah.
You decide.
If you sync with silence, do you sync?
Whoa. I just want that as one line in our description of this podcast.
You got it.
So I've got Charlize enters this base like exactly on beat, and she's walking in slow motion with breathe starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's
the intro scream when she enters.
Yeah. She's like,
oh, sorry, yeah, I've messed up the plot a little bit.
That's
Someone
right.
else mentions the delaying sync randomizer.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, it must have been one of the crew.
Yeah. And Charlize says, let's go, when Pink Floyd says, leave, but don't leave me.
Ah, yes.
Going and leaving.
They leave as that line happens. I feel like this is like one of the gimmies in the album for us.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that it's there.
Yeah.
It's like coming home again, Gareth.
Speaking of which, that is my next sync, is Home Home Again.
Oh, yeah?
Do you have anything before that?
No.
Yeah. So they take a fish truck to New York.
Yep.
They emerge out of their fish truck and they're like, oh man, why do we have to ride with the fish?
Now we're in this fishy place.
Yeah. But then they enter a room full of really nice cars,
Yes,
and it
I've
plays
written-
Home Home Again.
Yes, that is my next sync as well. This is the room that the Ark of the Covenant is in, but for cars and tanks and stuff.
The Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
If I knew anything about cars, I could have done a better pun, I'm sure.
Yeah. I can't think of anything. I know literally nothing about cars. This is my expert subject, clearly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. My boss was driving me to work a couple months ago, and we were both talking about our cars, and then he just outright stopped and was like, you got any more car talk you can do? And I was like, nope. And he's like, good, me neither. And we changed the subject.
Nice.
It felt so good.
I respect your boss for that one. That's some good
He's a
stuff.
good guy. He hates me calling him his boss, so
Oh.
I mean, calling him my boss.
Don't really like that energy from a boss.
No, well, he would rather like co-worker or friend.
Okay.
But it's really just a trick, so I get to call him my friend.
What about his name? I'm not going to use that one.
I
Almost got him.
refuse to learn any co-workers' names.
Oh, that's fair.
You know that about me.
Co-worker. Good to see you. Here at this water
8.
cooler.
How does it cool the water so?
Wow. Some good stuff. Okay. What have I got next? On the Run. We've got swooping plane noises that are matching up with the swooping
Yeah, that was good.
sounds. We get some good we're cutting back to the weird evil cyber plane full of guns, the hack plane, when that's happening.
Yeah.
My next line is just Vin Diesel has a secret / surprise kid with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
sync up, but that's a reveal. I assume it's
I
his
wonder-
ex-wife.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that makes more sense to people who've seen the previous, 14 hours of content
Yeah.
that this franchise requires.
She's got to be a previous character at the very least, but
Yeah.
wanted to be written out quite clearly.
Yes.
Yeah. So then
Do you think the son looked much like Vin Diesel?
a fair bit. Some
Yeah.
good child
that was nice.
casting, I thought.
Yeah. Another bald man added to the cast as well.
It's a nice
That baby.
emotional scene. A little bit
Yeah.
of weird Chekhov's gun stuff happening here with the cross pendant that he made earlier here, which is how could he possibly know how to do all this? If this was ever going to come up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in this movie. You've got to forgive a bunch of this stuff. It's just he's
yeah.
a genius. He always thought about this, Anyway, whatever happens, just save our son is the line that the ex-wife delivers, and then all the fucking clocks off go off. They all go off immediately after this line.
Yeah.
Just all in.
I mean, these clocks
Mate,
are going to be the death of me.
I love them. I love the clocks. I love it every time I hear them because I'm excited to see how it affects the scene because it's such a jarring thing. Oh, mate. Poor Vin Diesel, he's like, can't think with all these clocks going off.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Yeah.
Mate.
Oh, this film.
I'm struggling. This is a long film. It's a 2-hour film, right?
Yeah.
And that led to 3 consecutive plays of the album, the longest yet.
I'll jump ahead. It did perfectly. It was our first perfect. Like the film seemed to end exactly when the album ended.
Yes. Well,
the credits.
for me, it ended when Eclipse began. Like the credits. This is a spoiler alert for that sync, but that is a good sync when the title card appears as soon as Eclipse begins, which I loved.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
I kind of I was in the sync valleys, man. There was just nothing.
Yeah, man.
I was,
this was a bad
dipping
time.
my pan into the river trying to find gold and nothing until Helen Mirren turns up in this film.
Yep. I want to
No sync.
No sync. She's just there.
No sync.
She's a surprise.
Yeah.
Presumably also not a surprise to the viewer, but is like playing Jason Statham's mum.
I looked that up. She hadn't been in any film before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's just like overtly British because she's got tea in the middle of an American bar. Madness. Just quickly before this is a minor note about the movie.
Yeah.
She's talking to Vin Diesel about like family. She earlier elaborated that family wasn't his most valued thing in life. It was his, like being free or something, she said. And he's like, nah, it's family. And now she's like leveraging family against him in this like bizarre choice theory scene when she gets like a gun pointed at her. It's like, I'm gonna hand you the gun and point it at my head. And she's like leveraging like his son getting killed. But like, if she believes that him being free is what he actually most values, then this scene wouldn't work.
Yeah,
doesn't make
unless she's doing some sort of like Joker stuff.
There's some weird double bluff stuff happening that I don't understand. It's like I felt like the scene where she was talking about how you don't value family, you value being free, the 10 seconds at the start of the race when it's just you. Like, I thought that scene was superfluous, and if it was removed, this scene would have made way more sense.
Yeah, it would have had heft, eh?
Yeah. Anyway, that's just...
I don't think I like the scenes where someone makes someone hold a gun to their head in any film.
No?
No, I've got no bigger reason against it. I just don't think I like them.
I think it can be done well. But I don't... This one annoyed me. Just because their logic didn't work at all. Because if she actually believed that, then she would have believed that he would have shot her. I don't know. Anyway, we gotta go back to this Ark of the Covenant room with the cars.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got the weird meeting at the bar after that. Yeah, we covered that. First... Oh yeah, we got the first cha-ching noise in Money. That happens as Vin Diesel is revealed to be back checking under the hood of his car. Like, the secret meeting's gone off without a hitch, and there he is. Cha-ching! There's that boy!
That was the sound of the producers being like, oh, we haven't had Vin Diesel's face on camera for a while. Cha-ching! There we go.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yeah, and then Money then cuts to also fixing cars, The Rock and Jason Statham. Hobbs and Shaw. Yep. I finally know which one's Hobbs and which one's Shaw. That was exciting.
Yes. Hobbs is not Jason Statham. He's The Rock. And Shaw is...
Yes.
Yes, okay. I'm glad.
Deckard Shaw or something.
Yes, that's right. Man,
And
good stuff.
Rock
I barely remember
Hobbs?
anyone... Rock Hobbs.
Yeah.
I believe any... Like, I couldn't track anyone's character name throughout this movie except for Cypher because I thought it was the funniest shit in the world. But
I suppose that's also everyone else got introduced way before that.
We already
Cypher's
know all
anyone
these
we
characters.
Had to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all well known to the regular viewing public, so it's quite alright.
Yeah.
So much so that they could sell a movie called Hobbs and Shaw and everyone knew what it was.
Yeah.
Mate, this is...
Get your hands off my stack, and the rock is stacked. That's the thing.
Is that a saying?
Look, we're in there. We're trying.
He's stacked throughout the whole movie, Gareth. Not just when that line happens.
If he's just tiny, and then suddenly, get your hands off of my whoop, big.
What was that? Sorry.
What were you going to say before I objectified Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Oh, mate, I wasn't going to say anything. I got derailed. I'm about to get to the craziest fucking scene in this whole movie, the sequence.
Yeah.
But
oh my goodness, let's just dive in.
All right, let's get amongst. This scene starts with she's like, Charlize has got him on the go after this defense minister, right? He's in a police escort, and she starts the sequence off by saying "hack 'em all," which I love. She starts hacking cars. Like Teslas, I guess, or like self-driving cars. But it appears to be any car that she can.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going on.
Yeah, but like, surely you'd need some kind of self-driving mechanism in a car for this to be even possible. But man, so she starts taking over these cars. They're like hooning around, changing direction. Some of them have people in them.
Yeah,
important to note. Later on, someone is mowing down these cars with a minigun. These same cars.
Yeah.
Just into a crowd of random people.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's not great. That is fucked up.
Yeah.
I thought it was... The wildest scene of this was to me when she takes over the whole parking garage.
Yep.
And it's just raining cars onto this motorcade.
Great visual effect, but fucking wild.
Beautiful to hear the sad saxophone playing while that's happening.
Yes. What?
I guess it derails my thing that the saxophone is The Rock trusting Vin Diesel, because he'd trust him the least.
A little bit. We can't trust Charlize with this move.
No.
This is clearly the move of a villain.
Like, you could take just that cars raining, sad saxophone, you can make this beautiful anti-capitalism short film.
Yeah. That's enough to sell people on this experience, I think. Like,
yeah.
I like, it's a tough one to recommend, but man, like, that sequence alone, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty satisfying, seeing these cars falling down as it's just going, oh.
Yeah.
Stellar.
I might make a little loop just for myself of the cars falling and then rising back up.
Yeah, I wrote that I'm feeling really soothed by the soundtrack here of just the madness that I'm seeing. The soundtrack's really keeping me going. I'm just like, oh, thank God.
It's like it's like drinking water while exercising, hearing Pink Floyd.
Yeah, incredibly
while
important.
This is going on. Yeah, healthy.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be not doing that when watching this.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other way I can watch this movie. So then Vin Diesel appears. He's had a bit of a costume change, and he's looking like a Resident Evil villain here.
Yeah.
He's got a like large circular sword thing, and like
he's in full armor,
a terrifying mask that he immediately takes off later.
Yeah.
Like,
gotta let people know it's me.
Yeah, it's still Vin under here. Esteemed rapper. But oh man, it's a very strange thing. This poor man, he's had, I don't know if it was worth it to get these nuclear codes, Gareth. This nuclear football, as everyone it's called nuclear codes once, and then for the rest of the film, it's called a nuclear football. Is that a saying?
I think so. I think people talk about the briefcase with the codes in the news as being a nuclear football.
Oh really? Is that what like it having in the briefcase? That's just what that's called.
Yeah, I believe so.
There you go.
So don't worry.
Bit educational here on the podcast. I had no idea about that one. That's
what
great.
What can we say?
Mate, it's a bit of a misdirect it being a briefcase and not a football.
Yeah, that's the thing is I always pictured it shaped like a little egg or something. And
There you go.
So much more fun. The lyric "Out of the way, it's a busy day" plays, and it is a busy day.
Sure
Cars
is.
Are being taken over.
Mate. They're taking
at one
back.
Point they've all lassoed.
Yeah, they're taking back the streets of New York. Those cars.
Yeah, this is the prequel to Pixar's Cars.
Yep.
Really.
Rise of the Planet of the Cars. Exciting stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I get stressed out thinking about the movie Cars. That's one we've got to cover.
I really want to know why it stresses you
Oh,
out.
just there's so much going on there. I don't want to delve too deep into it, but the cars are alive, right?
Yes.
They're biological in this world.
Yes.
Why are they?
They have to eat and sleep and
Yep.
stuff.
Why are they shaped the way they are? And also, why are there like races? Like, do cars enjoy watching other cars race?
I guess like we enjoy the Olympics.
I guess. I have a lot more points on why cars stresses me out. It's deeply upsetting movie, and I can't wait to cover that one.
I don't know if I want to put you through it.
Oh, I need to.
You need to face.
I need to face it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my most. It's not my most movie I'm most afraid of.
Oh.
That's the Nutty Professor. That's the movie I'm most afraid of.
The Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a child, it really freaked me out. He just kept getting bigger, Gareth.
He does.
Yeah. It's no good. Scary stuff.
Did I mention last week that I would have loved if Moon was Eddie Murphy?
Wow! Actually, he would have really crushed that role. And
Right?
Oh, what's his name? The actual guy.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. He does a fantastic job, and I don't want to detract from that at all. But man, he'd be great. I reckon that'd be a really good role for him. Whew, pulling back from that series of tangents that we just went on, we get to see we cut back to Charlize in the airplane, right? And she's just laying down her motivations. She's like, she just basically wants to hold the whole world accountable, right? She's like, by nuking people if they step a toe out of line, and it's pretty rough. It's pretty scary stuff.
It's villainous.
It sure is. They've come a long way since stealing VCRs or whatever it was.
Yeah. I bet there's so many moments when Vin's just like, man, remember when these were VCRs?
Instead of nuclear codes? Oh, man. Oh. Simpler times. So I've got a good sync here. Coming into the third play of Breathe, when we're back in cutting from the plane into the weird car warehouse, the toy shop, as they call it. Yeah. So that's a nice sync there. It's just like the start of Breathe. I'm taking them where I can get them, Gareth.
Exactly.
Oh, it's rough going, man.
It's sucking water from a cactus in the desert, man. These sinks.
Hold up.
You ever done that?
No, you're sucking water.
Yeah,
do I have a little spigot tap thing that I'm draining water out of it, or am I just latched on with my mouth onto a cactus?
I'm picturing you latched on.
Yeah. All right.
As I often picture, you latched onto a cactus, just like,
Yeah,
thank you.
That's me on the mic. It's just imagine a cactus. Yeah. Oh man, that's why I peak so much. Anyway. So this is when we get introduced to the next plot point of the movie, which is the fucking Russian ice base. Well, it's a military base or something that got taken over by Russian terrorists. Is that right?
And it's mentioned, in the most cavalier, just off the cuff thing by Kurt Russell. He walks into a room and he's just like, "Oh yes, the military base. Well, actually, it got taken over last week by terrorists. Don't worry about it, you know."
Mate, he's just. I think that's Kurt Russell laughing at the lines. He knows exactly what he's reading, and he's like, "Oh man, this is great." He is having the time of his life in this movie. It's great.
He is. He everything I've seen of him lately, he's just having a good time.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
That's I reckon that's what all as actors are entering their sunset years, they're wrapping up they're quite old, they're wrapping up their career, they're making a bit of money before they want to retire, right? They're doing just some fun ass projects, right?
Exactly.
I think that's what
it's about.
I think that's what Nick Cage has been doing for his entire career.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
He's just been...
Except I think you would probably correct Nick Cage with that. He's he is a good actor. He just has bad taste in movies himself.
Yeah, it's just sans the whole saving for retirement, because he spends all his money on dinosaur skulls.
Yeah. T-shirts with dragons on them.
Yeah, man.
Hairspray.
It's legit.
I read a great interview with Bill Murray where he was talking about movies that he loved shooting and what he hated shooting. And he hated shooting Life Aquatic because he had to do so much work.
Yeah.
He loved shooting Darjeeling Limited because he was only there for 2 days and he got a free trip to India.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that kind of makes me a bit sad.
So he's doing it right. Oh no.
Bill Murray's a little bit of a curmudgeon. He comes off that way, but you know, I respect it. Like he's a good actor, but yeah, I reckon he'd be a bit of a nightmare to work with.
I wouldn't. Yeah, he's on top of my list of people I don't want to meet.
Wow.
But no, sorry. You know the whole like don't meet your heroes thing.
Oh,
top
okay.
Of the list of people I just don't want to meet.
Right. I'm following now. That makes okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right.
So yeah, we get to this Russian base.
Yes, we're flying there. We get we get to the Russian base, and there's we see all the cars lined up, and finally we get the payoff of what's his name?
Tyrese's character.
Yeah, that's the one. He's his orange Lamborghini that he's been wanting through the whole movie is here.
Yeah.
In the frozen tundra.
Looking beautiful in that snow.
Oh, I just love that this movie knows exactly what it is. Like it's this is such a dumb scene because you see all the cars lined up and there's like a fucking tank, like snow plow Jeep monstrosity, a like dune buggy and an orange Lamborghini, and they're all in this icy tundra. It's amazing. It's quality. It's just good set dressing, and I love it. It's no sinks.
How good is it? No. But, you know, we've got to take joy in this life.
Yeah.
And how good is it when later his, like, Lamborghini has clearly fallen apart and he's just got its door as some sort of Captain America shield. He blocks a bunch of bullets from a bunch of guys on snow buggies. Yep. He hits a guy with his door, steals his gun, takes out 4 snow buggy guys.
Yes.
And just goes about his day.
And that's like a redemption for him not being on the top 10 most wanted in the world list or something. He's like number 11 my ass or something. It's just like, it's like, oh man. He's got
a lot of little jokes he's trying to keep us running jokes. It's like, did you ever watch Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
They never made a joke that they didn't want to make the running joke of the episode. So then at the end, every episode would end with every running joke just being like, pow, 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 done.
In sequence, yeah.
Yeah, and that was just Tyrese at home watching that.
Yeah.
Being like, got it.
My dude loves the Fairly Odd Parents. That's canon.
That's canon for this. Oh,
whoa.
We synced.
Spooky.
What's your next sync?
Oh, mate. My next sync, it doesn't exist, but there's going to be, I just need to say something about this EMP that goes off. This is, Vin Diesel sets off the EMP in his car. Or it's in the boot of his car? I don't know.
Yeah.
But he sets it off to like lower the gates into the Russian base, and it like stops all the electronics. His car, notably fine, still going. All the electronics in his car. He still can talk to Charlize Theron over the old intercom. It's got the electronics in his car work. His headlights work. It's fine. He's just driving along. And I think he sets it off another time, doesn't he? Or does he set the EMP off twice?
You're asking the wrong person. I'm not entirely sure what an EMP is.
Oh,
I was just like, another doohickey.
Calling back to the Matrix from earlier, it's the electromagnetic pulse, Gareth.
Oh, did I?
It wipes out all electronics in a localized area. It's a real thing.
Yeah, well then, man, that does... Okay, what if the reason that these guys are so, like, valuable in way Mr. Nobody has to track them down to do cool things with cars is... Every time they're in a car, they're actually, what we don't see off camera is they're connecting in with the car.
Whoa.
Like, speaking to the car and giving it, like, some sort of superpower.
What?
Yeah.
They're speaking to the cars?
Not so much speaking, but, like, don't worry, you're safe. This isn't going to be Disney's Cars.
Okay.
But they, like... What we don't see is their hands, actually, their fingers grow out and go into the engines and weave around into them, giving them, like, super car powers.
Okay.
Like some sort of terrifying biotech fun.
Oh my god, they become one with the car. I'm into it.
Yeah.
That's scary.
In the drift, man.
Oh, mate, you become one with the drift. I can understand. You've put it in terms I can understand. Finally.
I love that you were so anti it, but then once we were in the drift,
oh,
you're
mate,
like,
anything's alright in the drift. I'm just one with the drift.
Hang on. Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Hey.
There it is. There it is.
Is that why you wanted to do the show? Is so you can be one with the drift of Pink Floyd?
Pretty much, yeah. It's quite a drifty album. I feel like I'm in a constant drift, and I'm listening to the album for the third time. It's great. So, what do you got next? What's going on? We got
what's going on with me?
The icy chase.
Yeah, this is when On the Run, I think. It doesn't really work in any beat by beat kind of thing, but it does just slap to hear it while cars are driving around on ice, fighting other vehicles.
There's like quite a few explosions and stuff and hard cuts going on when the crash sound happens in that song.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's finally sort of like found its home, this track in this film, and and in this moment. I think this is where it most syncs up, and it's just the payoff alone has bumped it up a single point for me.
Oh,
out of
would you say
10.
this is the best On the Run we've had on the podcast?
Oh, I can't really say that. I feel like it's definitely we've had better syncs.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a good thematic sync. I think this is the best that On the Run is going to match any movie. I think overall.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're fighting in the base. There's a good sync we're in time now.
Yeah.
And there's a really good sync where The Rock just bends someone over his knee, snapping them in half. Basically, where that aligns with a really good peel out in the middle of the solo of time. I just appreciated that moment.
Yeah.
Mate,
The Rock's just got
he's
enough rhythm, I think a lot of things are going to sync with him. Oh yeah. He's stacked.
He's stacked.
I just really want to speed up to Helen Mirren returning. I don't have any syncs really at all related, but when she popped up initially, I texted my girlfriend oh my god, Helen Mirren's in this film, and then text her an hour later hey, Helen Mirren has not come back until exactly this point when she did come back. As soon as I'd sent the text, I mean update, Mirren return.
Mirren back. Mirren slash money, because that is what is playing here.
Yeah,
we've got
Mirren.
It's a hit. She is a hit.
She is.
Yeah, she's great in this. Well, she's not great in this actually, but
she's great.
She's great in general. Yes, both of those things are true.
Yeah, she's great, in this.
Yes, yeah, there we go. Grammatical correctness. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is when we get the big play within the play kind of thing.
Yeah, we're seeing.
No, that's not the right term.
We're just seeing the plan come together, right?
Yes, plan within the plan.
Yeah, this is where all the insane Chekhov's guns have gone off.
Yeah.
All the what's his name? Vin Diesel's little cross pendant is that he somehow set up, and then old mate, Jason Statham's on board the plane with his bomber wings and his little brother.
Yeah, because we thought he was dead, but Helen Mirren brought him back to life with miracle serum.
That's what the meeting was about in the bar when she was drinking tea. It all comes together, and it was so obvious looking back. Mate, it's just so clear as day. Oh,
yeah.
Played from the start.
Yeah, we're a couple of Charlize Theron's here, not expecting it.
No way, man. Oh, poor wee thing.
So Statham saves the baby and puts little headphones on the baby.
Fun sequence here.
Yeah,
I love this. And clearly the baby is listening to some quality Pink Floyd tunes.
Oh yes,
listening along
as we all should be.
With the audience, I would say.
Because Statham does say, "How's the music? Good?" to the baby, and it is because it's Pink Floyd.
Does the baby raise their arm up, quite puppet like? In this scene,
Ooh.
It's quite scary. It's clearly they've caught the baby doing this action or something, and they've put it in the film. But to signal that they're fine, they're oh, and raises their arm up. But it looks very Bert from Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Just the noodle.
One of those
arms.
Muppets that only has one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The fabric arm guys.
Yeah.
But a child,
a
human child, Gary. I've quickly realized what I'm comparing here. I'm bailing out. We're gonna bail out into the Rock, just doing the most insane stunt that I think I've seen committed to film, where he's driving his sled car. The sub has fired torpedoes, one of which has like destroyed a Russian vehicle, and the other of which has like somehow burst up onto land and is propelled forward, I guess through torpedo power. I don't know if they would work in air outside of water, but I don't know much about aerodynamics of torpedoes. I'm gonna let it go.
No, neither do I.
I'm gonna let it go. So he gets out of his car, still driving it. He's got his friend there, Tyrese. He's there, helping steer the vehicle. Still driving. He's standing on the ice, like ice skating without skates. And he catches this torpedo in his stacked, beautiful arms, and
so stacked,
and adjusts it and sends it flying off into another Russian vehicle.
Yeah,
just wild. Just some great cinema history being made.
Yes. Like, all that's missing is the guy from Doctor Strangelove riding that bomb at the same time. And just going like, howdy, The Rock.
Howdy. Wahoo!
Whoa! Gotta go.
Oh, I love it. Edit them in, someone, please. Deep fakers, get on it.
Yes. Oh, shout out to our deep fakers.
I want that to become the name
people.
of our fans, like as a collective,
Yes.
even though that makes no sense. Oh, great stuff. Okay, so after that amazing torpedo bit, we've got Vin Diesel swooping in and saving the day, right? He's jumping over the mountain and he's coming in. Again, no sinks. I'm just stoked to see him. Everyone is.
Yeah. I'm glad, Dom's back in the family.
Yeah, Us and Them is playing. This is the mirror of what you were saying before, and that it was like you thought before the Us and Them was playing, and you were like, oh man, he's outside of the family now, but now he's back in the family. He's back with them, or back with us, really. He was them, now us. I got there.
Brilliant. And also, he has a missile like targeted to him.
Yes.
He leaps over a submarine.
Yep.
And like ducks down enough that the missile hits the submarine and explodes.
Yes.
My goodness.
Also,
if he hadn't had the practice in Cuba,
mate,
who knows?
Presumably practice across 7 previous films. I don't know.
14 hours of content.
Yeah. I really hope that Fast and Furious 1 is just really focused on this small time crime. And then and he has like a quick vision of the future. And he's just like, oh man, I'm gonna go really far. I'm gonna jump over a sub. That's great. I can't wait.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, he's just so proud of himself, and he knows everything's gonna be okay. That's all I want for Vin Diesel, Gareth.
For him to know that everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah. So I was so worried about this scene when it happened because the fucking heat-seeking rocket blows up the submarine, right? There's nukes on board. Now, later on, this is explained that the nukes are harmless if you don't have the like launch chip thing in them. They won't explode.
Yes.
But they're still full of like fucking nuclear material, right? Like, am I crazy? Yeah. That would be catastrophically bad.
So we get there's no more sinks up until we get to the family together at a like rooftop barbecue.
Yeah, everything's resolved now.
That's when they explain a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, quickly, Charlize has escaped. She jumps out of the plane with a parachute, and she's presumably in the next film.
Yeah, we can only hope.
We can only hope to see her bad dreads again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, she's got nukes, but she can't use them, but she hopefully doesn't think to use what's in them.
Mate, no, the nukes are gone. They blow up.
Oh, good. Phew.
Or maybe she'll like recover them from the blown up submarine.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
If anyone can, it's Cypher, she'll hack that remain of a submarine.
She'll hack her way into doing basically anything.
There's
one thing I know about young Cypher.
Cypher, no siphoning.
Oh, God. Oh, just
so
the worst name. Anyway.
At the family cookout, and we're at the end of the album, and it's, the family's back together. They've got new family members.
We've got Brain Damage playing.
Yeah. And we got, as the kind of like, it gets into, essentially the credits rolling, we get in the banjo and starts playing different tunes. And it's such a lovely little thing for when they weren't getting along, and now they are getting along, even with Jason Statham.
Yeah. They're all come together at the end, and they name the baby. Brian,
Yeah,
which is a
Brian,
reference
the
that
baby.
we don't get,
Yeah.
but we're happy. We're happy about it. It's good. And yeah, then the title card appears just before the credits, and that syncs perfectly, baby, with Eclipse. I think I mentioned that earlier, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
It's-
It's like just one last, like, hey, we're trying to sync. And we're like, oh, all
It's
right.
just a
we can't
little
be mad
one.
at you.
They sneak one over the line at the end. I'm quite happy
Yeah.
about that. Like that shows character. Not a lot of
Yeah.
films syncing up the end of the movie.
A lot of gumption. But how would we rate this film's gumption and its syncing abilities out of 10, James?
Mate, it was a slog. This film, while fun, not a lot of syncs, not high quality
No.
syncage.
This was the first time I felt like, oh, I'm playing two different things at the same time.
Yeah, it was
I had to
incongruous.
dance my attention back and forth.
Yeah, bit of a tough one. I'm gonna say 2 out of 10 for this.
Yeah, me too. 2 out of 10.
Sweet. Okay. Well, lock it in, listeners. That's add your 3rd dot to your 2-dot graph, and now, mate, you can draw a trend now. It's exciting.
Finally.
Yeah. I know how much our deepfakers love graphing. If there's one thing,
And you can picture a car driving off because it goes up a bit and then it dips down. That car's driving off that ledge.
mate,
and
this
you've got
is
your own
a-
Fast and Furious.
this is a steep dip.
Yeah.
From what was it, 9 or 8? 8.5.
8.5.
8.5 last week, and now down to 2. Oh, it's a steep dive. This is the roller coaster that we're on as a podcast crew. All right.
And what's next on our roller coaster, James? It's your turn to choose what our next film's going to be.
It is my turn to choose, and I've got a good one lined up for you, Gareth. I'm quite excited. Do you remember last time we recorded Moon, and there was the connection there between the old rockers? We had old mate David Bowie's son. Recording the movie on film. He was the
He did do that.
He was the director of that movie. Anyway, and also I mentioned musicals last week. I was we should do a musical. That'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? All right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
both of those key. I'm laying the groundwork. Both of those things are coming back, mate. We've got the 1986 movie Labyrinth with David Bowie in it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
It's gonna be weird seeing songs playing that we can't hear with different lyrics. I'm excited to see the antics of Jim Henson's puppetry lining up with some quality Floyd.
Oh, what a delight.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
So that's all we've got for this week. So see you next time.
Better living, everyone. I've been Gareth Blackcliff.
And I've been James Barron.
And until next time, we'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
See you on the dark side of the moon. Whoa.
You couldn't see it, but I swayed to that.
Oh, thank you.